The world is watching Russia. This vast nation, stretching across 11 time zones, is a land of contrasts and complexities. From the bustling streets of Moscow to the remote villages in Siberia, Russia's influence is felt far and wide. Its geopolitical moves are closely monitored by global powers, and its rich cultural heritage continues to captivate the imagination of many. It's a huge country with lots of different people and cultures. The diversity within its borders is immense, with over 190 ethnic groups and a multitude of languages spoken. Each region has its own unique traditions and customs, contributing to the vibrant tapestry that is Russian culture. From the colourful festivals in Kazan to the traditional dances in the Caucasus, the cultural richness of Russia is truly unparalleled. Russia has always been important in the world. Its history is marked by periods of great power and influence, as well as times of turmoil and change. The iconic landmarks, such as the Kremlin and Red Square, stand as testaments to its storied past. These sites have witnessed the rise and fall of empires, revolutions, and the shaping of modern Russia. It used to be the centre of the Soviet Union, and now it's powerful again under Vladimir Putin. The Soviet era left an indelible mark on the nation, influencing its political and social landscape. Today, under Putin's leadership, Russia has reasserted itself on the global stage, pursuing a path of renewed strength and influence. Russia's story has good times and bad times. From the golden age of the Tsars to the hardships of the Soviet era, the nation's history is a complex narrative of triumphs and tribulations. The resilience of the Russian people has been a constant, guiding them through periods of prosperity and adversity alike. This video looks at how Russia became what it is today. We'll delve into the key events and figures that have shaped its journey, exploring the pivotal moments that have defined its path. From the revolutions that changed the course of history to the leaders who left their mark, we'll uncover the layers of Russia's past. We'll talk about important events, leaders and changes. Figures like Peter the Great, Catherine the Great, and Lenin have all played crucial roles in shaping the nation. Their legacies, along with the events they influenced, continue to resonate in contemporary Russia. We'll see what happened when the Soviet Union ended, a momentous event that reshaped the global order. The dissolution of the Soviet Union in 1991 marked the end of an era and the beginning of a new chapter for Russia. The transition was fraught with challenges as the nation grappled with its newfound identity and direction. The confusing time with Yeltsin as president, a period characterized by economic turmoil and political instability. The 1990s were a tumultuous decade for Russia as it navigated the complexities of post-Soviet life. Yeltsin's presidency was marked by significant reforms, but also by widespread discontent and uncertainty, and how Putin became so powerful. Rising from relative obscurity, Putin's ascent to power was swift and decisive. His leadership has been a defining feature of modern Russia, characterized by a focus on stability, economic growth, and a strong national identity. We'll also look at how Russia's economy and society changed, evolving from the chaos of the 1990s to a more stable and prosperous state. The economic reforms and policies implemented over the years have had a profound impact on the nation's development, shaping the lives of its citizens and its role in the global economy, and how it became a big, strong country again. The resurgence of Russia as a major global player is evident in its military might, economic growth, and cultural influence. The nation's journey from the brink of collapse to a position of strength is a testament to its resilience and strategic vision. We want to understand what made Russia what it is today and what might happen in the future. By examining the past, we gain insights into the present and can better anticipate the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead for this enigmatic nation. Come with us as we look at Russia's history and see how it's dealing with its past and making its future. Join us on this journey through time as we explore the events, people and ideas that have shaped Russia and consider what the future may hold for this fascinating country. When the Soviet Union ended in 1991, it changed everything. Communism was over and the world was different. For Russia, it was a very hard time. The Soviet Union split into 15 new countries. Russia had to make a new government, a new economy, and figure out its place in the world. It wasn't easy. Russia had problems with money, government, and people being unhappy. Everything from the Soviet Union was gone, and people didn't know what to do. But there was also hope. People had more freedom, could be more involved in government, and businesses could do more. It was a dangerous but exciting time, and it started Russia's big change. To understand Russia after the Soviet Union, we need to look at Mikhail Gorbachev. He became the leader in 1985 when the Soviet Union was having problems. Gorbachev knew things needed to change. He started perestroika, restructuring, and glasnost, openness. Perestroika was about fixing the economy. Glasnost was about giving people more freedom to speak and less censorship. These were good ideas, but Gorbachev couldn't control what happened. Perestroika didn't help the economy much, and glasnost made some people want to leave the Soviet Union. Even though Gorbachev's changes helped end the Soviet Union, they also helped Russia become more free and part of the world. After the Soviet Union ended in 1991, the world watched as a new era began for Russia. The dissolution of the USSR marked the end of an era and the beginning of a tumultuous period filled with both chaos and opportunity. Boris Yeltsin became the first president of Russia. He was a charismatic leader who promised to bring about significant changes and lead the country into a new democratic era. Yeltsin was interesting and sometimes did surprising things. His unpredictable behavior often made headlines, and he was known for his bold and sometimes controversial decisions. He was president during a time of big changes and big problems. The 1990s were a period of significant upheaval in Russia, with widespread economic and social challenges. Yeltsin changed the economy a lot. He implemented radical economic reforms, often referred to as shock therapy, which aimed to transition Russia from a state-controlled economy to a market-based one. He followed advice from other countries and made things more like businesses in America. This included privatizing state-owned enterprises and opening up the economy to foreign investment. This caused a lot of problems. The rapid transition led to widespread economic dislocation, with many factories closing down and unemployment rates soaring. Money became worth less, many people didn't have jobs, and a few people got very rich in ways that weren't fair. The rise of the oligarchs, who amassed vast fortunes through questionable means, highlighted the growing inequality in Russian society. This was a tough time, but it helped Russia's economy later on. Despite the hardships, these reforms laid the groundwork for future economic growth and development. Yeltsin also had to make a new government, which was hard because Russia wasn't used to freedom. Establishing democratic institutions and a new constitution was a monumental task. He fought with the parliament a lot, and things got really bad in 1993. The constitutional crisis of 1993 culminated in a violent confrontation, with tanks shelling the Russian White House, symbolizing the intense power struggle between the executive and legislative branches. Despite these challenges, Yeltsin's tenure was a pivotal period in Russian history. His efforts to steer the country through its post-Soviet transition left a lasting impact, shaping the Russia we know today. Vladimir Putin became president in 1999. This was a big moment for Russia. Putin used to work for the KGB like spies. He seemed strong, and people wanted that after the problems with Yeltsin. Putin wanted to fix things and be in charge. He stopped rebels in Chechnya, made sure rich businessmen didn't have too much power, and controlled what people saw on TV and read in newspapers. Under Putin, Russia became more stable, and the economy grew because oil and gas prices went up. This made people feel proud of Russia, and Putin became very powerful. But Russia also became less free, and Putin didn't like people disagreeing with him. He also started doing things other countries didn't like. Russia's economy has changed a lot since the Soviet Union. The changes in the 1990s were hard, but they helped Russia get ready for a more modern economy. With Putin, Russia's economy grew a lot because countries wanted to buy Russia's oil and gas. Putin also saved money and paid off debts. This meant Russia could build new roads and buildings, make its army stronger and help people live better. But Russia still depends a lot on selling oil and gas, which can be a problem if the price goes down. Russia is trying to make other kinds of businesses, but it's been hard. Still, Russia's economy has gotten much better in the last 30 years. The end of the Soviet Union changed how Russians lived. Before, everyone was supposed to be equal, and the government was very powerful. After, things were different, and many people felt lost. Some people got very rich quickly, which made other people angry. Even with these problems, Russians adapted. They had more freedom to travel, learn and start businesses. People started speaking up more, even though the government didn't always like it. Russians are still figuring out what it means to be Russian today, balancing old traditions with new ideas. With Putin as president, Russia wants to be a powerful country again. Putin wants Russia to be important and respected. He isn't afraid to use the army like in Georgia in 2008 and Ukraine in 2014. He also helped the leader of Syria, which made some countries angry. Russia is also making friends with other powerful countries like China and India. They are part of a group called BRICS, which wants to change how the world works. Russia's army, its smart leaders and its friends make it a powerful country again. What Russia does is important for everyone. Russia has experienced a roller coaster of events since the Soviet Union ended. The collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991 marked a significant turning point in history, leading to a period of economic turmoil and political restructuring. The transition from a communist state to a more market-oriented economy was anything but smooth. It's not communist anymore, but it's not totally free either. The political landscape in Russia remains complex, with a blend of authoritarianism and limited democratic practices. Citizens often find themselves navigating a system where freedoms are restricted, and dissent is met with resistance. Russia is rich because of oil and gas, and it's important in the world again. The vast reserves of natural resources have been a cornerstone of Russia's economic resurgence. These resources not only fuel the domestic economy, but also play a crucial role in global energy markets, making Russia a key player on the international stage. Putin isn't afraid to use the army, and he has made friends with other powerful countries. Under Vladimir Putin's leadership, Russia has adopted a more assertive foreign policy. Military interventions and strategic alliances have been tools to reassert its influence, often leading to tensions with Western nations. But Russia still has problems. Despite its strengths, Russia faces significant internal challenges. Economic disparities, political corruption and social unrest are persistent issues that hinder its progress. It depends too much on oil and gas, some people are dishonest, and the economy is vulnerable to fluctuations in global energy prices. Corruption remains a pervasive problem, undermining trust in institutions and stifling economic development. And other countries don't like how it treats its people. Human rights abuses and the suppression of political opposition have drawn international criticism, leading to strained relations with many countries. What will happen to Russia? The future of this vast nation is uncertain. Will it continue on its current path, or will it embrace reforms that could lead to greater freedom and prosperity for its people? Will it become more separate from other countries and less free? International sanctions and geopolitical tensions have isolated Russia to some extent, raising questions about its future direction. Or will it fix its problems and work with other countries? We don't know. The potential for cooperation and positive change exists, but it requires significant political will and societal transformation. But Russia is big, has lots of resources, and is proud of itself. Its vast landscapes and abundant natural resources provide a strong foundation for future growth and development. It will be important for a long time. The cultural heritage and historical significance of Russia ensure that it will remain a key player on the world stage. What it does will be important for everyone. The actions and decisions of Russia will continue to have far-reaching implications, influencing global politics, economics and security.